Are you ready, ready?
Welcome to week 4 of the Boom Room. I'm so excited to be back with you guys, but enough with the small talk. Let's get into the recap. Let's start off with El Cajinos versus the higher power. El Cajinos, fresh off a doubleheader sweep, was on our show last week talking a lot of smack against the higher power. El Cajinos backed up the smack talk with a business-like 9-point victory over the higher power. Injuries and a lack of a running game are starting to take its toll on the higher power. I'm getting a little concerned. Let's move on to the Legends versus whooping that ass. For the 4th consecutive week, the Legends lost a player in the first quarter. And to add insult to injury, this week his opponent was playing a backup to said player. The Legends laid a complete egg. If it wasn't for George Kittles, the Legends would have struggled to get to 90 points. I would love to give some credit to whipping that ass, but I just can't. But shout out to whipping that ass for getting back in the mix, and if I'm being honest, looking like the second best team in his division. Let's move on to G5 versus Machiavellians. G5, coming off a doubleheader sweep that saved his season, looked to keep the momentum going. However, his team just played an average game at best. Aside from Allen Robinson, nobody else on his team lived up to expectations this week. Over on Machiavellian's side, Josh Allen continues his strong season. CeeDee Lamb out of nowhere. What a great performance for Machiavellians. And he's also got this victory without his top 2 wide receivers. We see you, Mac. Now on to TNT versus Negro. TNT was a little disrespectful towards Negro this week, and it actually showed. They looked a little rusty. Negro had a chance to pull this game out late. It looked like TNT's strategy was let Dak get his and contain everybody else. Dak scored 54 points. Everybody else, that's 8 players, y'all. That's 8 players, scored 76 points. Yikes. Or boom. TNT just continues to roll. That's 9 in a row if y'all counting at home. Now on to Arizona Ryan versus the Jabronis, and what turned out to be the most entertaining game of the week. Arizona Ryan, unfortunately, for the 2nd consecutive week, ran into the week's highest scorer. Jabronis, led by Odell Beckham and Joe Mixon, 40 balls. Who saw that coming? Scored 182. Arizona Ryan scored 172. And to add insult to injury, this following week, he's going to be without his quarterback and running back. Little worried, Ryan. Little worried. Now on to the game of the week. The North remembers. Bread Inc. Let's get it on. Bread Inc. didn't like the way things went down with his little brother in court, and he took it out on the North. I mean, he exploded on this cat. He got 50 from Brady. He got 34 from Amari Cooper. 26 from Mike Evans. It was personal. They was like, we ain't in court now. Woo! And unfortunately, the North, they gonna remember this ass whipping. I mean, this shit was over before it started. Man, the North went 1-0 in court, but he's been 0-3 on the field. I can see Bird Inc. with a black and mild cracking up.
What happened? Huh? Don't nobody know nothing? Come on now, everybody don't speak at once.
Welcome to the boardroom. This meeting is now in session. And as your chairman, it's time for me to address a couple of you cats. Let's start with the Legends. I made a statement saying I've beaten you 3 out of the last 4 times, which is true. To which you went to the board and said this. So, to answer your question, Your record against me is 9-8. I'm so embarrassed. But the point I was trying to make was I've beaten you 3 out of the last 4 times as I've taken this journey to Championshipville. And you're right. You will never be in my league again until you win the championship. I'm having fun with you now, man. We not on the same level, man. Worry about getting out that 2 and 3 hole and worry about me. You're fired. Get him out of here. Negro. Yeah. We seen your numbers. We see how badly you're underperforming here. And you have the nerve to go to the smack board and say, this? Head to head, I'm 7-4 against you, 1-0 in the playoffs. Truth be told, you've beaten me twice for money for a grand total of $150. Well, let me put this score up for you. Remember that? That's when I beat you in the semifinals. Guess how much money I won from that game. I'll keep that between me and the North. Now get the fuck out of here.
Get these silly spaghetti eating asses out of my office.
What up, y'all? I want to speak to a couple of owners that's 2 and 3 right now. First one is Arizona Ryan. Many of y'all don't know it's the last cat to beat me in this league. Every year I hear about how good his team is. We get guests on here. They always pumping up his team. Last year you missed the playoffs. I don't know how. This year you sitting at 2 and 3. Your quarterback and running back got a bye. Look, man, get your shit together, man. Don't miss the playoffs again, man. You're a formidable opponent. I want to see you do well. It'd be such a disappointment if you choke again and let some Negroes make the playoffs or something. All right? That's my talk to you, bro. Now on to another 2 and 3 team. Mac. I think that's the team that's going to make a move. For all the 2 and 3 teams, I think he the one that's about to run off about 5 out of 6. Love your team, man. Get that swagger back you had a few years ago. I was doing some research, man. I saw your best record. I saw your championship season. Come on, man. Let's dance again in the playoffs. If I ain't mentioned the other 2 and 3 teams, I mean, I don't care about you cats. Now to one of my favorite segments that I added this year is Concerned. Very concerned. I'm concerned about all you 2 and 3 teams. But truth be told, if the playoffs started today, 3 of you guys would make it. So I can't be very concerned. But there's one team that I am starting to get very concerned about. Yeah, you guessed it, it's the higher power. Now I'm very concerned about the higher power. 1 victory so far, and honestly, Ron should have beat you that game. Running back situation looking real murky. Injuries not looking good. Devontae Adams going to be out this week also with the bye. It might be time to start shaking it up over there a little bit. I'm getting very concerned about the higher power. We had a blockbuster trade this week. Let me give you my 2 cents on it. Initially, I thought jabronis gave up a little too much. I didn't think Singletary needed to be a part of this deal. But having said that, I wouldn't have let it stop me from making the deal. I didn't think Jabroni's team was strong enough at quarterback to compete for a championship. Now, obviously, that's changed. looking at it from the North side of it, I thought he got maximum value for the players that he traded. I don't think he could have got a better deal for a package being headlined by Lamar Jackson. Now the question becomes, is he going to run into the problem that Jabronis was having where Drew Brees just runs out of gas? I don't view Drew Brees as a top 8 quarterback anymore. Will the North have enough talent from the other 8 spots to make up for the shortcomings at quarterback? We'll see. But all in all, I think it was a fair trade. If I had to grade it out, I would say the North, on paper today, I'll say got the better of the trade. But I would also say I understand the trade from Jabroni's perspective. And there it is, my 2 cents. Before I get to the game of the week, once again, Negro versus the Legends. Can Negro get that elusive victory? But now on to the game of the week. Kajinos, higher power. Kajinos, you got an opportunity to push that motherfucker in. Will you do it? We'll see. Can't wait to see you next week in the boom.